speaker of the day. I request Professor Gulrez Saab to address us and also tell us if he has any topic on which he is going to speak, or generally he is addressing as a former Vice Chancellor, so that the participants feel that they were part of this program organized by Aligarh Muslim University's MMTTC. वो फीलिंग जब तक नहीं आएगी जब तक कोई हायर अथॉरिटी उनको एड्रेस ना करे. फिजिकल मोड में तो और मजा आता, सिंस इट इज ऑनलाइन. इसको भी हमने एक तरह से फिजिकली बना लिया. ऑनलाइन यू कैन सी द रिसोर्स पर्सन्स कैन बी सीन बाय अस. Friends, without wasting much time, I request Professor Gulrez Saab to address us. Thank you.
Thank you, Bijapur. It's a long time that I am seeing you,
Yeah, I am also seeing you after I think 7 or 8 years. Because ever since I retired from Aligarh, I did not visit, the university. I am visiting, but I could not meet you. I visited 3-4 times. Yeah. But I could not meet you. Next time, certainly I will be meeting you.
Friends, Bijapur happens to be an old friend and colleague. As he rightly pointed out, then my journey was that I shifted to the Department of West Asian North African Studies. Thereafter, I stayed here. Then I went to Africa on a UNDP program. And I stayed in Africa for 5 years in Rwanda. And recently, I think Bijapur might also have shared, that I was also on the India chair in Sri Lanka for a year. And then I took over as a Pro-Vice Chancellor. Then I happened to have a chance of working as a Vice Chancellor. Very pleased to be here this afternoon. I'm sure that by this time, all the modules you might have undergone must have strengthened you as far as the induction, the basic motive of induction program is concerned. Purpose is to shed your fears, shed your inhibitions, and be a part of the academic community. A student, when he goes to join a teaching school, there naturally he underwent a training program, that a BA training program where the teachers are taking you that on the blackboard you will have to write time, period, subject, topic, and other things. Then you will start reading. In the teaching profession, the higher learning, the process is that you evolve yourself. Evolve in the sense that automatically you learn not in one day, but through experience and also through discussion. And I think this is the right forum wherever you would be meeting people, making exchanges of your views, and try to understand it through where you stand. You might be thinking in your colleges that you are the best, that you know what others do not know. But once you are meeting your peer group, you would realize that there is a need to understand more. I was reading the World Economic Forum report of 2022. And this report says that the interface between machine, algorithm, and human will in recent years, by 2030, will change the profile of job market internationally. Now, what does it mean? Algorithm with aided computers, the machines, it is not the communist that machine will rule over the man will rule over the machine. But here the most of the work will be carried out through machine. And in case you are lacking in intelligence, you are lacking your knowledge of artificial intelligence, your learning of computer, and the new trends which is emerging, a healthy interface between industry as well as academia. Because you are at the stage of beginning of your career, you will be left behind. So the purpose is that once you have joined this profession with confidence. Now, coming to this the report further says that there will be by 2030, 370 million jobs would be available in the market. But you will not be having right kind of people, those who could join those jobs. Meaning thereby we will have to revamp ourselves. We will have to change our teaching profile so that we exist. We can show to the world that our existence is there. And there is no control of anybody. These are the international market forces which will determine your job profile. So there would be an emphasis on artificial intelligence. There will be an emphasis on quantum computers. There will be emphasis on large telescopes, drones, robotics, semiconductor chips. You might be knowing that recently India has launched a big mission of making semiconductor chips. Sometimes we get the news from the market that the vehicles are not in a position to produce as per the demands. When the Thar came in the market, there's lots of demand that people were giving advance booking, and they were telling that it will take 2 years or 1 year as a booking. Now, for a company to create a vehicle is no problem. The problem is that which are the hallmark for engine. And India was not producing chips so far. We used to depend on America and Japan. Now, this is a very big market. And unless we introduce ourselves that, the semiconductor chips are important and we would not be knowing about it, there will be problem for not only you as a teacher, but as a student also, when your students are getting these lessons learned from you. So my purpose is that be a leader yourself. You should be aware as to what is happening. You would be knowing the new education policy, which has come after 1986, the recent new education policy, which has come around. Right now, we have 26.5 million students going to schools and higher learning. And similar number of our youth, they do not have any schooling or higher learning facility. Out of these 26.5 million, only 8%, you are the lucky enough and your students that we are under the bracket of 8%, those who have got this opportunity of getting higher. A developing country like India, getting higher education and also coming to the teaching profession is a luxury. You have to shoulder a big responsibility. So the target is that by 2030, the new education policy says that we have to bring all the people under one umbrella of education. Though there are some confusions in the new education policy, it does not say that what mode of operation you would have to bring all the people by 2030. Because we, along with the regular students, school-going children, we also have lots of adult education.
Please,
Am I audible to you?
Hina ma'am, please mute yourself.
BJP should go ahead.
मैं बंद कर रहा हूँ उनको जो है हिना जी आप
हो गया सर, हो गया सर, हो गया।
कंटिन्यू कीजिए सर.
Okay. Friends, I am asking that, this is not a, lecture type of thing that, monologue that I am speaking, you are listening. I want to make it a dialogue wherever you feel that something is not clear and you want to have more emphasis, some discussion on some topic, you feel free to interact, interject. So what I was telling, that we, along with the population of school going age and higher education, we also have a large number of adult population. So far, the new education policy has given that digital learning, alphabet reading, and basic calculation. They have given three things. That in case an adult illiterate can calculate basic things, he can write his name, and his basic knowledge of arithmetic is there, he will be treated as literate. But the problem is, what mode the government is suggesting. Government says that we will take this adult education to voluntarily basis. Now, we do not find good teachers even going to a school. What to talk about that, people will volunteer themselves and will teach the adult population. Then we have also data deficiency. We do not know as to how many men and women are uneducated. We do not know as to what is the percentage of minorities not educated, majorities educated. What mode of operation are we going to take for them? So these are all parameters which government is working upon, because once the policy was launched and they asked for suggestions, different universities has given different suggestions to them to take care of all these things. Now, you will also appreciate that since the incumbent of the new government, in 2014, the Narendra Modi government has come to power. We are trying to, mobilize a new kind of a system, a new ecosystem of education. Our economy right now is growing at the rate of 7.5% per annum. And our per capita GDP means that an earning of an individual per head is around 3,500, meaning thereby this is a minuscule number which makes it slightly ahead of poverty level index of United Nations. So indicator says that in case we can continue the growth trajectory or the development trajectory from 7.5 to 10 continuous years, we will be in a position to outnumber many countries, and India can poise to become third largest economy. Right now, we were at the stage of fifth number, having 3.5 trillion economy. Our aim is to become by 2030 5 trillion economy, and we try to poise to become first economy by the year 2047, when India will be completing 100 years of its independence. Now, this is the projection of the government. But for that, you need to have robust economic as well as education policy. You need to have a growth of sustained growth of 7.5 to 8% continuously for 10 years, and then also a generated economy. Now, what government is doing to come up of all these systems? What we are doing, that we are emphasizing now on MSMEs. MSMEs is micro, small and medium enterprises. Now government has given so much subsidy and lots of propagation is going on that instead of searching a government job, you prepare your students with knowledge craft, with knowledge which is technical and innovative, so that people can go and open their MSMEs. There is a tax exemption for 10 years. So this means that there is an emphasis of government. Right now, you will appreciate that India, as we have a fashion to say, it's an agrarian economy. Agrarian economy means we say that still 50% of our population is based on agriculture. But in case you see the statistics, you will find that the 50% population is producing only 15% of our GDP. Now, what does it mean? That 50% of the population are getting a job, they think that they have a job, but this is a job in disguisement. They think that they are employed, but they are virtually unemployed because their productivity, their effort, which goes into the soil, is not yielding the result. That is why there were lots of initiative from the government. In Western UP and other places, they are asking that you diversify your agricultural products. Meaning thereby, we think that it is easy for us to produce sugarcane, wheat and rice. At most, we go for potato production. But then there is a saturation. The government is asking that you go for cash crops. In lack of education, in lack of technical know-how and other parameters, we are not in a position to imbibe those new technologies. But the fact remains that in case and simultaneously, in case you see MSMEs, 40% of the contribution, 64,000 MSMEs right now are working in this country. And 40% of the GNP is being produced from MSMEs. Meaning thereby, there is a general shift from agricultural-based economy to technical small enterprises which can produce even small parts. We are all now there is a difference between MSMEs and unicorns. Now, what is unicorn? Unicorn is an enterprise where at least a share capital of 1 million rupees is required. It is not possible for each and every person that he invests 1 million and establish one's own industry. MSMEs, you can spend 15,000, 20,000 and you start working on this. But for MSMEs, there is a long task to go, and then you also need to have better technical know-how so that so meaning thereby the new education policy which is launched is coming with the intention that there should be a healthy interexchange between academia and industry. There is a policy of the government that of entrepreneurship, that Ministry of Skill Development and Ministry of Minority Affairs, they will provide finances to technical institutes, and per student will be getting for 3 months those who would be working on some project and their project is now attached with some industry. They will be getting a stipend of 7,500 per month, so that once they come out from their education, they will be in a better position to either open their own enterprises or they can work for the country or they get secure some jobs. Now the issue is that the kind of education we are getting to our students is simply a student getting graduated or he is going to post-graduation, unless and until he has some craft education. Even if you believe that the new education policy, which is very dynamic, and it says that undergraduate students, in case they will take exit after 1 year, they will be getting certificate. In case they will go up to second year, they will be getting a diploma certificate. And in case they will go up to third year, they will be getting a degree. But the kind of education right now we are giving, even after completing his graduation, post-graduation, unless we ask them to do some good project or to do something, they will be nowhere. It will be very difficult. Even a diploma graduate or diploma holder can get a better job as compared to simple BSc, BA or MA, MSc. So there is a lots of emphasis by the government that there should be a healthy academia, and their performance, the institution's performance, thereby be judged from NRI ranking. You'll be happy to know that Aligarh Muslim University is all India ranking, his NRI ranking is 8th. Meaning thereby, out of all higher learning institutions and technical institutions, NITs, IITs, and central universities and state governments, roughly private and government funded around 50,000 plus. Aligarh Muslim University is having right now at 8th position, that we try to imbibe, we try to change our syllabi and to seek to, and for that, what is required? You try to formulate new policies within their own institutions. What is required? That you have to have incubation center in your side. Those who are in science background, physics, chemistry, zoology, biology, they will have, because there is a policy of the government that every institution of higher learning, mind you, that the new education policy also says that by 2030, all those higher learning degree colleges which are having more than 3,000 students will be in a position to degree awarding institutions. This is as per new education. Now, meaning thereby, in case the degree college where you are teaching and the student strength is more than 3,000, you can expect that by 2030, the same degree college will be giving its own degree. This means the colleges will become autonomous colleges. There is also an emphasis for IITs. The new education policy says that there will not be single subject-oriented institutions. Now, what does it mean? The government says that in case you have an IIT, NIT, you will not be allowed only to teach engineering courses. You will have to strengthen humanities. You will have to strengthen social sciences subjects. Teach them sociology, teach them history, teach them political science, teach them literature, so that once a student is come out, he has a holistic, all-round developed personality. Otherwise, can you imagine the new education policy is against rote learning? Rote learning means, cramming it by heart. You are learning everything by heart. They discourage it. They say that the country needs a perfect human being having a technical knowledge and also have a humanities strengthened subject, so that he, while making a bridge, while making streets, he should also be concerned about the human problems. What kind of bridge is required? What kind of hospitals are needed? What are the requirements for a mother to be? That we need not to tell that for a handicapped children you need to make stairs. The graduates coming from IIT, NITs, and other engineering colleges should be sensitive enough. Otherwise, who are you producing to? A graduate of engineer, throughout his life, he is sitting against a computer, and he is very well versed in everything, but he lacks empathy. He lacks sympathy. He lacks social knowledge. He doesn't know how to share his thoughts with others. You are producing robotic. This is not done. So it is that more and more inter-exchange between industry and academia. There is a project making. I remember when I was working in Africa, they were so particular that each and every student starting from graduation, they will have to produce a project, individual project. And there used to be simulation courses. Now, what is simulation courses? Right now, we do not have this in India, but I believe that in 2-3 years, we will be having those simulation courses. Now, what is a simulation course? Simulation course is that a classroom is divided into different groups. And suppose, one group is called Uttar Pradesh, another group is called Madhya Pradesh, third group is called Maharashtra, fourth group is called Bihar. And now you are all groups sitting together, working as a chief minister of your group. You are a chief minister of Bihar, you are chief minister of Odisha, you are chief minister of Maharashtra. And then a problem is being given to the students. That, okay, how you can fight against corruption, for example. Or how do you make projects on environment? Now, I, as a leader of Bihar group or UP group, I am simulating as a chief minister. My group members will prepare a project that what are the best means through which can we control ourselves? Can we control corruption from our side? Now, Maharashtra group, one student of that group will project as a chief minister of Maharashtra. He will be telling another project that, no, I believe that to stop corruption, this is my solution. Now, Odisha is also giving as a chief minister. Now, all these students are simulated. This is known as negotiation simulation exercise. I think in case you will go to net, you will find how beautifully they are conducting. But it requires lots of resources. Because now what used to be in Africa, that I used to play, suppose Uganda, somebody is playing as a Rwanda, and virtually Rwandan students are on the one side, Ugandan students are on the other side, Kenyan students are on the other side, and they are simulating. Now, at least what we can do, that we ask the student to prepare a project. Now, preparing a project is also a scientific level. That suppose you are you are a magistrate or you are a district magistrate, and you are submitting a project to government regarding the problems being faced in your district. Now, you have given certain problems to your students and asked them to write a project. Now, this will not only be helping the student, but you as a teacher also. For science teachers, they can give some project, like, sanitation project. We have lots of problem that, without wearing mask and other things, scavenger labor is going into the, tunnels, and, because of the gases, he is getting fainted and other things. Or like robotic exercises, or, high speed cars, whatever, depending on the resources available. So in the new education policy says that it is incumbent for all degree colleges, for all universities, to have incubation center. Incubation center will that, you will train students there for making some project. Now, like we have in engineering college in AMU, robotics section. 100 robotic section is a voluntary association of the students that they pool some resources. University also helps them and they innovate themselves. Right now, what they have produced a high-speed car, battery operated, and I think they are taking it to international exhibitions. But pooling of resources is one thing and incubation centers is another. So try to work out, read what are incubation centers, open in your institutions. This will not be only helpful in your progress in future, but will also help to bring the good name of your institutions and to other field work. Now, new education policy, I'm sure that you might have discussed everything in detail. I need not to tell much about that, but it is says that 40% of the courses the students will be taking on SWAYAM platform. Now, this, what does it mean? I was telling that, with coming of internet and in online classes, there will be, in case you will be demanding teachers, that we have less teachers, the government's response would be that 40% classes you take to SWAYAM platform. Right now at AMU, we have taken 20% of the classes to SWAYAM. SWAYAM means that a teacher is getting grants from the government. In case you have made a project, a good project is assessed by the government, and in case your project is assessed, suppose, I am also the student of conflict resolution and peace studies. I give a project on peace studies and international order, and I prepare a project and submit to the government. Government says, okay, this is a good course content because peace studies are growing day to day international. Now I will be getting 5 lakhs rupees for preparing this project, and then my class, I will put this on the website, and students across India and from outside, in case they will read the content and they are happy, they will be offering that course. And in case there will be large number, each semester you will be asked to go online and teach that course. In case the number is exceeding after a certain number, you will also be getting, like, you are making reels. Every day we are now accustomed to, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, we are watching reels. So it is like, in case the students' enrollment number is much more, you will be getting incentive and a very handsome amount. So try and see in what area do you excel, what kind of a course can you prepare so that, your courses. Right now, AMU is running around 60 courses on SWAYAM platform made by our own teachers. And this is the largest number any university has produced. So this credit goes to the university that we have allowed the functions. We have a lab where the teacher give his discourse and prepare lessons, and then it is recorded, and every year students. So the new education policy says that 40% of the courses now in future will be on SWAYAM. University right now has provided 20%. We give 20% credit to SWAYAM, or in near future we will be moving to FIP, 4-year graduate program. The problem is that the new education policy has acknowledged this is higher education is a concurrent subject. Concurrent subject in the sense, as you know, that there are 3 lists on which sometimes central government makes the law, sometimes state government makes the law, and there is a 3rd list known as concurrent list. So there are very clear agenda, there are very clear ideas given under the Indian Constitution, that these are the areas where central government exclusively will take the law, like defense, like foreign affairs, like finance, and so many things. There are state subjects like police, law and order, basic education, and other things. The state is exclusively responsible for making law for all these activities. Sales tax is a state subject, income tax is a central government. Similarly, there is a third list which is guaranteed by the Indian Constitution to MNC, which says that on concurrent list, both center and state government can simultaneously make law, with the rider that in case there is a conflict between central government, suppose central government makes a law for higher education that new education policy will be implemented. State government says that no new education policy will not be implemented. Higher education in the Indian Constitution is a part of concurrent list, meaning thereby central government can also make the law, state government can also make the law. Sometimes that is why there is a disparity between the salary structure. There are central universities, there are state universities. But in case central says, as far education is concerned, that all the countries, all the universities across India, irrespective of the states, will have to implement new education policy, FIUP. It is compulsory that all the states will have to obey, because higher education is a central government subject, and in case state government is also making law on that, it will not be accepted upon central government. So making thereby incubation center, technical know-how are the things which are very important and should be taken into account. Now we also have introduced 4-year integrated education. Now sometimes while going back to your university or college, you will notice that still you are having 2 years B.Ed course. New education policy says that this will be phased away by 2030. It is known as ITEP, Integrated Teaching Development Program. ITEP, FIU. Like these new technologies have to be taken into consideration. Now, ITEP is that after class 12, the secondary education, there will be an all India test.
कहाँ का वीडियो आ गया सर बीच में?
Pardon?
Please don't speak.
Okay. So ITEP says that after 12th class schooling, secondary schooling, a student will have to write an all India test. And in case he succeeds, then he will be getting admission in ITEP, Integrated Teacher Education Program. That was, previous name is BLP. Now, by 2030, normal B.Ed will be phased out. And in case your institution, your university has not taken into consideration, naturally, the student who are coming from ITEP, 4-year graduate after 12th, he is now studying 4 years of education. And after that, the time frame will be the same, because here you are coming to join B.Ed after BA or BSc. 2 years BA, BSc, even 1 year will be same. Here that after class 12, you will be joining ITEP 4 years. Now, from day 1, from class 12, you are confident that you have chosen a subject you want to become a teacher. Otherwise, what happens? That we go on educating ourselves. We have completed MSc, then we completed education, we completed PhD, and we are not getting job. Then somebody says that instead, in case you would have completed B.Ed, you would have got job. Then after completing PhD, you are completing 2 years B.Ed course, private suppose. And then you go and become a teacher. And then you remain unsatisfied rest of your life that you are a higher educated person. You have a PhD, and because of compulsion, because of non-availability of job, you are being regraded as a school teacher, and you are mentally ill. This will at the loss both at the student, because you are not satisfied what the job you are doing, you are not taking interest, as well as loss of yours, that even after getting higher education and getting PhD degree, your work is not being recognized. So this means that you have to tell your students and to yourself and around surroundings that simply teaching, you go and teach physics and come out. Simply go teach mathematics, political science, history, it will not help you. Their demand of the market is changing. You will have to change your viewpoint towards education. You will have to change your approach towards education. Another thing, which has come up in new education policy is that foreign universities. Now, this is a big challenge. Every year, 2 million Indian students are going to get higher education abroad. Now, you might have seen the way America, the Trump administration has making restrictions of students going and getting higher education in the United States of America. Now, Great Britain is also making lots of restrictions now, and other countries are also taking cue. Now, what is the best result? The government of India says that instead of brain drain and the drain of wealth, the old theory, that we are sending our best brain to study outside in American university of getting education. Not only that, we are sending hard-earned money of our parents to America or to Great Britain or to China. But after getting educated, the students are also not willing to come back. So what new education policy says, that not only that we will improve our education standard, there will be a tuning of degrees. Tuning means that we will try to match our syllabus with that of the foreign university. And in case there is a recognition, which is also a part of SARC agenda, which is also an agenda of the BRICS countries, that there is a possibility that we can twin our degrees. That in case we are completing 2 semesters in India and 4 semesters in the foreign countries with which your university has made an agreement, you will be getting degree of that university. Like we have, Lancaster University is giving degree in India, with Global World School. So meaning thereby, in case those who can afford education, they can study in Aligarh Muslim University for 2 semesters, that is 1 year, and for another 4 semesters, they say in case we have an agreement with a foreign university, we go there and complete 4 semesters there, we will be getting degree of United States or UK or different universities. But this is an expensive business because government funding will not be there. In case the parents of the student can afford that, they can send their student, their ward for 4 semesters stay in abroad, they can do that. But now, government is trying to open foreign universities in India. The only rider is that all those universities which will be given certificate, which would be given license to have their institute campus in India, should have a ranking within 100 international. So meaning thereby, those institutions who would be coming to India would be an excellent institution of higher learning. Oxford, Cambridge, or other universities which are within the bracket of 100. And then you can see the challenge would be that your student, my student, in case I am not giving them the best potential of education, I am not exposing them to best of the knowledge, they will go and join the foreign university campus within India. Of course, there will be fee will be high because government did not say anything regarding the fee structure. The faculty will be charged, the new university will be charged. They are free, that they will put salary to their teachers of their own standard, and they will charge the tuition fee according to their own like. But we have already seen that two types of structure is still existing in this country. Those who can afford higher education can go abroad, serve ahead, and those whose first generation is still are getting or entering into higher education. In Aligarh Muslim University also, we have a constraint that we are still getting the first generation learners coming to university. The government is asking us that you raise fees, you have more and more self-financing courses, introduce self-financing. But our problem is that seeing the economic profile of students, it's a public university. How can we increase the fee level to the standard where those aspiring to become a student of Aligarh Muslim University are not able to afford the fee structure? So university is fighting within itself. It's fighting with the government, fighting internally. There is a pressure of the government, and we try to think, what other resources can we generate so that, we can provide them best quality education. You will imagine that Aligarh Muslim University 4-year education, the tuition fee for engineering course is still around $100. Can you imagine? That 4-year engineering college tuition fee, apart from fooding and lodging, that is also very big. So there is also a public commitment. There is also a public institutions. Meeting. So there are constraints, and these constraints not only we are facing, many more universities will be facing. But I am asking that in coming future, in coming 10 years, like only 2 days back, Honorable Prime Minister has signed FTA, Free Trade Agreement, with UK. And the news we are getting that 8 universities of UK are coming to India. Now, what is Free Trade Agreement? Free Trade Agreement is that our goods will go to UK on mutual agreement, and the goods from UK will come to India, and they will have to pay very minimal tariff. This is against the high tariff which is being threatened by President of America, to many countries. President is asking that, he can ask or increase tariff to the tune of 35% in case India is not stopping taking oil from Russia. This is the kind of a blackmail. One country cannot put another country for a ride. And what is happening? Because of this uncertainty, even in Aligarh, brass workers, all the orders are at halt. Initially, they say that from 1st of August, they will clear it as to what and what percentage of tariff America will impose, then only our goods will go to that country. But at least, for European Union, other countries, America has put right now 10%. FTA is good in the sense that with European Union, we are going to have a FTA. With Great Britain, we have signed. With UAE, we have signed. With Australia, we have signed. Meaning thereby that with FTA signing, that the goods going to that country and coming from our country will have very minimal tax. Meaning thereby, the goods will be cheaper. But there is a competitive advantage. In case our goods are good and they are going and they have a big market in the countries with whom we have made an FTA, it's a good. Otherwise, in case our things are competitive costly and the goods coming from other countries are cheaper, then it will be problem. So FTA is being underway. We are having many more agreements coming from different countries. Great Britain, soon after signing FTA, says that 8 universities are coming. Many more new universities, their agreements are in pipeline with the Ministry of External Affairs. This one. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes,
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Okay. So what I was telling that, there will be a lot of competition generating within the campus, within our academy. Now, what will happen? All those good students, either in the degree college or in the state university and foreign university, will try to get admission in a foreign university campus. All the good teachers, those who are working in a central university, state universities, they will try to get job with the foreign universities because they will be giving good package. So there will be big challenge that unless and until we are producing or taking our college or university or institute of higher learning to that level, it will be problematic. I can foresee that there will be many more private institutions will be closing down. Dearth of jobs will not be available as are available right now, and there will be much more cutthroat competition. So meaning thereby, it's not only getting acquaintance with your subject, try to get a broader perspective, try to get a larger perspective. India now posing to become first economy by 2047, 30 trillion economy. How it is possible? हम कहते हैं कि हम जो हैं विश्व गुरु हो जाएंगे. Now what is the criteria? In case you can see that within South Asia, India is having 2/3 of the population of SAARC countries. 2/3 of the population of SAARC countries rest in India, and only 1/3 of the population live in all other countries: Bangladesh, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Afghanistan. Meaning thereby sometimes we are being criticized that India is behaving like a big brother. But this is a geographical factor. What we should do? Ours is a large country. Ours is a large population. And in case somebody says we are behaving like a big brother, it is a geography which has given us this position. So what
आवाज नहीं आ रही है सर।
ये फ्रीज, थोड़ा फ्रीज हो गया, थोड़ा वेट कीजिएगा क्योंकि इंटरनेट का कनेक्शन है।
नेटवर्क इशू है सर।
वो फ्रीज हो गए, फ्रीज
नेटवर्क का इशू हो सकता है।
हाँ, ये नई नई भाषाएं हैं इंटरनेट की, फ्रीज होना, अदरवाइज तो कोई फ्रीज नहीं होता है ना। तो आपका फ्रेम फ्रीज हो गया।
यस सर, यस सर।
अब वो रीज्वाइन करेंगे। तो फ्रेंड्स, एक अनाउंसमेंट है, 4:30 पे फिर मजहर साहब अपना दर्शन देंगे। और कई लोगों ने अभी भी गलत वो फॉर्म भर रहे हैं, गूगल फॉर्म अपनी सर्टिफिकेट के लिए। तो इसीलिए आप सब लोग 4:30 पे आ जाइए। और फिर क्लियर इंस्ट्रक्शंस विल बी गिवन टू ऑल ऑफ यू हाउ टू फिल दैट फॉर्म। कोई मिस्टर लिख रहा है, कोई डॉक्टर लिख रहा है, कोई मिसेस लिख रहा है। ये सब आपको करेक्शन करने पड़ेंगे ताकि आपकी सर्टिफिकेट में गलत स्पेलिंग्स ना हो आपके नाम के, और आपके कॉलेज के गलत स्पेलिंग ना हो। प्रोफेसर मोहम्मद गुलरेज साहब रीज्वाइन किए हैं, ही विल कंटिन्यू हिज टॉक।
All right. So I am joining with mobile because I think there's
No, that is better.
All right. So this is what I am telling, that what India is doing, that India has given lots of $60 billion aid to Sri Lanka, that to recover its economy. We want our neighborhood to be a very friendly. What we have done with Sri Lanka, Nepal, and Maldives, that we are making a grid system. We have supplied them equipments, we have supplied them technical know-how, so that the electricity produced from there will also be helpful to them and will also be help us. We are not only, we have recognized the militia in Afghanistan, the Taliban. You know that, many more countries have not recognized Taliban. We have recognized Taliban, and we are trying to make dialogue with them, thinking thereby that there will be a time that, the relations will be improving. We are also making, our connection with Myanmar Junta. We are talking to them. Meaning thereby India is open in all fronts at our neighborhood. In case you go further ahead, what we are trying to do, we have made our understanding or our membership of Quad, Japan, Australia, and America, 3 countries with India, that we see that there are tension in South China Sea. Another thing, before that South China Sea I discussed, you as a upcoming academicians should have a very clear knowledge of words and of India. Whether you are a science student or social science student or engineering or whatever, unless until you have a best knowledge of the map of the world and map of the India, you will not appreciate as to what is happening around in other places. So this means that in case this is done,
हम विश्व गुरु बनने जा रहे हैं इंटरनेट में। देश की हालत देखिए कैसी है। नेट कनेक्शन क्या क्या प्रॉब्लम है? साढ़े चार के बाद सब लोग बैठे रहें, कोई ना जाए, क्योंकि सर्टिफिकेट्स का मसला हल करना है. All of you are requested to remain on your seat, log on to this link so that we will solve the issue of spellings, etc. with Mr. Mazhar Saab. Mazhar Saab is coming at 4:30 and he will address your queries, and he has received some of the forms which you have filled, Google form about your institution, about your name. उसमें भी वो बता रहे हैं कि कई प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, तो इसीलिए वो कुछ क्लैरिफिकेशंस आपको देंगे. तो आप 4:30 के बाद लॉग आउट नहीं होना. यू शुड रिमेन ऑन दी लिंक.
हम लोग सर फॉर्म नहीं भरे
फॉर्म नहीं भरे हैं? क्यों नहीं भरे हैं?
सर,
कुछ लोगों
क्लास
ने
कर रहे हैं इसलिए. सर
हमने
क्लास कर रहे हैं
फॉर्म
इसीलिए.
क्लास के बाद
अभी तो
फिर
क्लास
कर दे।
अभी तो क्लास चल रहा है सर.
नहीं, कुछ लोग आपके कलीग्स बड़े स्मार्ट है, उन्होंने ऑलरेडी भेज दिया फॉर्म.
सर रिजॉइन हो गए हैं सर. गुलरेज सर आ गए.
अच्छा, जी जी.
हुआ क्या सर कि रिजल्ट जो है ना, एक को मतलब सब लोग जो एक को कॉमन बनाए हैं उसी में डाल दिया, उसी में से रिजल्ट जो है इधर उधर हुआ है.
वही साहब कह रहे हैं हमारे रिसोर्स पर्सन ज्वाइन किए हैं, तो
यस सर, सर हैज जॉइंड.
हाँ. प्रोफेसर गुलरेज साहब आप कंटिन्यू कीजिए, एंड इनफैक्ट यू कैन वाइंड अप इन 10 minutes so that we can have some question answers also. He is not hearing me, I think.
नहीं सर, वो ज्वाइन किए थे, मे बी फिर से शायद नेटवर्क इशू है, अभी वो दिख नहीं रहे हैं सर.
सर हैं, सर दिख रहे हैं. सर का माइक म्यूट है
सर उनका. हाँ, अनम्यूट नहीं किया हुआ है उनका.
हाँ, उनका फेस दिख रहा है सर.
ना, फेस तो अभी नजर नहीं आ रहा है. तो
सर वो ज्वाइंट है.
गुलरेज
दो
साहब
डिवाइस से ज्वाइन है सर. लैपटॉप से भी है, मोबाइल से भी है सर. दो जगह दिख रहे हैं, लेकिन दोनों जगह भी म्यूटेड है सर. प्लीज अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ सर.
हाँ सर म्यूट हैं.
हम लोग को तो नहीं दिख रहे हैं.
नहीं दिख रहे हैं, म्यूट है.
आप
बट
दूसरी साइड पर जाइए. आप मोबाइल के ऊपर अगर से होंगे तो नीचे जाइए, सेकंड या थर्ड इस पे दिख जाएंगे.
सर प्लीज अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ.
स्क्रीन पे नजर तो नहीं आ रहे हैं.
सर वो हैं, अगर आप उनका नाम पिन
सर
करेंगे तो वो आपको दिख जाएगा.
सर हैं, उनको कोई टेक्निकल प्रॉब्लम है सर. है पहले पेज पे थे वो. किसी को डायल कर रहे हैं वो फोन.
ओके. चलिए, अभी लेक्चर उनका खत्म पे आ गया है. वी हैव 20 minutes more left. He will be requested to wind up in 10 minutes. एक 10 मिनट सवाल जवाब हो सकते हैं. उसके बाद 4:30 बजे आपकी सर्टिफिकेट की बात होगी. देखिए, ये सारा मसला सर्टिफिकेट वाला है, और सर्टिफिकेट दिखाने में कई प्रॉब्लम्स हो रहे हैं. कई लोग सर्टिफिकेट नहीं दिखा रहे हैं अपनी देश में. हाई कोर्ट के ऑर्डर्स हैं, सुप्रीम कोर्ट के ऑर्डर्स हैं.
सर मोदी जी को बहुत हिचकी आती होगी डेली की डेली.
हाँ, नहीं, वो देखिए
आप इतना याद करते हैं उनको डेली हिचकी आती होगी.
नेता बनने के लिए कोई सर्टिफिकेट की जरूरत नहीं है.
जी सर,
जनता याद करती है उनको.
हमारे क्या नाम है, एक कांग्रेस के चीफ मिनिस्टर थे तमिलनाडु में. हाँ जी, अभी नजर आ रहे हैं साहब. जैसा चांद कभी कभी बादलों में छुप जाता है, तो आप
Yes,
कभी
sir.
छुप जाते हैं.
ऑडिबल सर.
अनम्यूट कीजिए।
Yes, sir, you are audible now.
Can you hear me?
हाँ हाँ जी, हाँ जी।
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
लगता है फिर फ्रीज हो गए शायद, मुझे लग रहा है। नेट भी बड़ी खतरनाक खतरनाक चीज है, नेट, इंटरनेट।
कहीं से जा
पिछले 29 डेज में आपने देखा होगा मेरा नेटवर्क कभी गड़बड़ नहीं हुआ। आई हैव वेरी हाई फाई नेटवर्क।
बिल्कुल सर, बिल्कुल सही है सर।
मैं घर में बैठ के कर रहा हूँ काम,
Yes, sir.
वेरी हाई स्पीड, थोड़ा सा पैसा ज्यादा
Yes,
देना
sir.
पड़ता है।
मौसम का इशू भी हो सकता है।
सर एनसीआर में अच्छी फैसिलिटीज है, मेरा घर भी है नोएडा में, कभी नेटवर्क नहीं जाता।
एनसीआर इन दिल्ली एंड एनसीआर थोड़ा सा बेटर है इंडिया में। दूसरी जगहों के अपने प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, यू नो।
नहीं सर, वो पैकेज पे भी डिपेंड करता है कि आप कौन सा पैकेज लेते हैं। तो पैकेज पे भी डिपेंड करता है कि आप कौन सा पैकेज ले रहे हैं, वो स्पीड उसमें बढ़ जाती है।
हमारा पैकेज बहुत महंगा है, मेरे ख्याल में 2000 से ऊपर का है।
जी जी, इसी वजह से
जी जी।
एयरटेल का है, 2000 से ऊपर का है।
इसी वजह से आपका नेटवर्क बहुत अच्छा है सर।
इसीलिए अच्छा नेटवर्क है आपका।
और वो डेटा भी अनलिमिटेड डेटा चाहिए ना, क्योंकि मेरा कैमरा ऑन रहता है, फिर कई चीजें।
नहीं, आप 5G में आप 5G में कर दिया था, 5G में भी अनलिमिटेड डेटा है।
ओके ओके।
I am audible now?
जी 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 जी।
Okay.
यस सर।
I am extremely sorry.
Yes, sir.
तो आप 10 मिनट में वाइंड अप कर दीजिए, फिर थोड़े से क्वेश्चन आंसर से लेते हैं।
हाँ बिल्कुल, बात खत्म कर रहा हूँ।
जी जी।
So my contention is that at this stage you have all the facilities, all the advantages, and you have to go with the pace of the changing times. आप एक जिस प्रोफेशन में है, इट्स वेरी नोबल प्रोफेशन। कहीं आपका जो जॉब है और आपका जो पे पैकेज है, इट्स फार बेटर देन many executives. I have talked to so many senior bureaucrats और सर्विसेज में है या आपकी कंप्यूटर सेवी है, टेक्निकल एक्सपर्ट्स, they all say that provided they get this opportunity, they will join the academia. So meaning thereby, it's no more a second strength or second line of defense. It has become a first line of choice of individuals. So you are lucky that at this stage of early, you have got this opportunity. Try to make use of this. Have confidence in you, and then you will see how beautiful world you will create around you. Thank you very much. Now you can ask whatever you want to.
Thank you, Professor Gulrez Sahab. Friends, you can ask questions. We have 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes are there.
जैसे आप बता रहे थे कि 2030 के बाद में जहां पर स्ट्रेंथ 3000 से ज्यादा रहेगी, वहीं पे जो अफिलिएटेड कॉलेज वगैरह चल सकते हैं, तो बाकी वालों को क्या मर्ज कर देंगे क्या सर? क्या कुछ आइडिया नहीं है इस बारे में?
नहीं, देखिए, बाकी कॉलेजेस तो यूनिवर्सिटीज के साथ मर्ज है ही। जिन डिग्री कॉलेजेस की स्ट्रेंथ 3000 से ज्यादा है, वो उनका स्टेटस ऑटोनॉमस कॉलेज हो जाएगा, यूनिवर्सिटी नहीं होगा।
आपको ऑटोनॉमी मिलेगी, ऑटोनॉमी,
कॉलेज
मोर पावर्स,
बी गिविंग देयर ओन डिग्रीज।
आप अपनी डिग्री खुद दे सकते हैं। ऑटोनॉमस कॉलेजेस कैन अवार्ड देयर ओन डिग्रीज।
जी, अपने
affiliating college has to get degrees from affiliating university.
एग्जैक्टली, वो ऑटोनॉमस कॉलेज अपनी डिग्री दे।
अभी तो सर एकेडमिक ऑटोनॉमी दे रहे हैं ना, तो नेक्स्ट ईयर में ये फाइनेंशियल ऑटोनॉमी भी देंगे ना, फिर बाद में प्रॉब्लम आ सकते हैं ना इन फ्यूचर।
देखिए, ऐसे है, ये अभी तो आपका जो हमने लागू किया है FIUP 4 ईयर एजुकेशन प्रोग्राम ग्रेजुएशन का, अभी हमारा बैच जो है नाउ इट्स गोइंग टू द 4th ईयर पहली बार। तो अभी तो ये क्लियर नहीं हो रहा है कि नाउ सम विल गो टू डायरेक्ट रिसर्च, सम विल गो ज्वाइन 1 year मास्टर्स प्रोग्राम। तो एज द टाइम विल पास ऑन, it will be that, I think government is also making experiences, or experiments. It will be clear, the clear policy maybe after 1 or 2 years. So in the university, we were the first, जो हमने FIP शुरू कर दिया था। अब हमारा जो बैच है पहली बार 4th year में आ रहा है। अब after 4th year, somebody would be eligible for research, डायरेक्ट रिसर्च भी जा सकते।
नेक्स्ट ईयर जुलाई में डिग्री मिलेगी 4th ईयर वाली।
एग्जैक्ट।
वैसे 4 year ग्रेजुएशन के बाद में डायरेक्ट एडमिशन PhD का होना नहीं चाहिए, बिकॉज एक तो एमफिल एबॉलिश किया गया है, एंड MA 1 year, at least 1 year MA they should be allowed to do or asked to do. Then one can go for PhD. This is my personal opinion.
Like what you are telling, there will be lots of hiccups, The thing will only be clear, once the batch will reaches to 4th year. I think government may also revise their policy.
Sir, for getting the admission into PhD also, you need to clear the net. Now, if you are not clearing the net, still you will not be eligible to get the admission towards the PhD. So again,
at present ऐसा रूल कोई नहीं है. Universities have their own admission tests for PhD. Even if you don't qualify in a net examination, you can get admission in PhD and get in the central universities 8,000 rupees non-net fellowship. ऐसा भी है. अभी जैसा गुलरेज साहब कह रहे हैं, 1 साल 2 साल में क्लैरिटी आएगी पॉलिसी की.
बिल्कुल ठीक है, सही.
Any other person?
सर, ये सैंपल साइज छोटा रहना चाहिए था. ये पूरे जो इंडिया में जो ट्राई कर रहे हैं ना, ये कोई पर्टिकुलर यूनिवर्सिटी या पर्टिकुलर स्टेट में होता तो इसके आउटकम बेस के ऊपर और इफिशिएंटली ये वर्क हो सकता था.
ओरिजिनल आइडिया जो 4 year का BA का आया था, that was in Delhi University 15-16 years ago, और मोदी जी आते ही उसको बंद करा दिया. वो एक्सपेरिमेंट था. फेडरलिज्म में एक्सपेरिमेंट कर सकते हैं और होना भी चाहिए. डायरेक्टली यू कैन नॉट इम्पोज ऑन द एंटायर नेशन, दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम. एक्सपेरिमेंट होता तो अच्छा रहता.
देखिए, अभी जब बात कर रहे हैं, राइट नाउ गवर्नमेंट इज वेरी एग्रेसिवली ट्राई टू इम्प्लीमेंट द कंट्री. इवन आज की तारीख में भी there is a Central University Vice Chancellor's meet is taking place in Delhi with Education Ministers addressing, and they are emphasizing all universities to implement at the earliest. Maybe there will be possibility in 5 years that they will be started asking that they are going to cut the aid in case you are not implementing. But as rightly pointed out by Professor Bijapur, the clarity will come only after 1 or 2 years as to what will happen.
देखिए, दो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स तमिलनाडु और कर्नाटक ने एक्सेप्ट नहीं किया NEP 2020 को. वहां पर पुराना सिस्टम ही चल रहा है. ओनली इन द सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटीज, इवन व्हेन दे आर इन तमिलनाडु और इन कर्नाटक, ये 4 year वाला वहां पर इम्प्लीमेंट होगा, प्रोवाइडेड दे हैव ग्रेजुएट प्रोग्राम. बट मेनी सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटीज डू नॉट हैव अंडर ग्रेजुएट प्रोग्राम, दे हैव ओनली ग्रेजुएट प्रोग्राम, MA एंड PhD. कई सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटीज में अलीगढ़ और BHU are exceptions. Otherwise, BA is not there in many universities, central universities.
जी, आप बोलिए.
Nagendra Kumar Bhushan wants to ask a question.
Yes, Bhushan साहब बोलिए.
I think the questions are not many questions.
मेरा क्वेश्चन है. सर, मेरा क्वेश्चन है. कि सर ने बताया था कि जब बच्चा 12th के बाद बीए पार्ट 1 में आता है तो उसी वक्त उसको सोचना चाहिए कि हमें किस सब्जेक्ट में जाना है, मतलब पॉलिटिकल साइंस लेना है, इकोनॉमिक्स लेना है, या उर्दू लेना है, या साइंस फील्ड में जाना है। तो मेरा ये कहना है कि अगर कोई दिल्ली में पढ़ रहा है, अलीगढ़ में पढ़ रहा है, तो वो बच्चा तो उतना सिंसियर होता है कि वो उस बैकग्राउंड से आता है कि वो डिसीजन ले सकता है। लेकिन एक बच्चा अगर रूरल एरिया में है, उसको तो यही नहीं पता होता है कि है क्या, हम बीए वो सिर्फ डिग्री के लिए कर रहा है। यहाँ पर जहाँ तक मैं देख रहा हूँ कि वो सिर्फ एडमिशन ले रहा है कि भाई खासतौर से लड़कियां इसलिए ले रही हैं कि हमारी शादी हो जाए, तो उसको तो कोई इस तरह से कोई लेना देना नहीं होता। तो इसके बारे में अगर आप कुछ रोशनी डालें तो बेहतर होगा।
नहीं भाई, लड़कियां आर डूइंग वेरी वेल। आप लड़कियों को सिर्फ शादी करने तक महदूद मत कीजिए।
नहीं, लड़कियां ही अच्छा कर रहे हैं आजकल के
Yes, sir. Yes,
education में।
पढ़ने का समय
सर
लड़के ज्यादा कम भी
मेरा ये कहना है
हाँ।
अभी ज्यादा
मैं उनको
मेहनती
50,000 रुपए
लड़कियां
देते हैं। मेरा वो कहना नहीं है। मैं जो मैं देख रहा हूँ सर सिस्टम में, मैं वो जो मैं देख रहा हूँ वो मैंने आपसे कहा कि बच्चों को तो कुछ पता ही नहीं होता है कि जैसे माइनर क्या है, मेजर क्या है, हमने क्या लिया था, फॉर्म भी वो भरवाती हैं या भरवाते हैं, दोनों। मेरा मकसद वो लड़कियों पर टारगेट करना नहीं है, बिल्कुल भी नहीं। मैं एक बात ऐसी मैंने कहा कि चाहे लड़का हो चाहे लड़की हो, उसका उतना शोर ही नहीं होता है कि हमें क्या लेना है, बस एडमिशन ले लेना है। तो इसलिए मैंने कहा कि रूरल एरिया में और
एकेडमिक एडवाइजर्स हर कॉलेज में प्रिंसिपल एकेडमिक एडवाइजर्स अपॉइंट करनी चाहिए, जो सीनियर प्रोफेसर हैं, एक्सपीरियंस प्रोफेसर हैं। दे कैन गाइड सच स्टूडेंट्स फ्रॉम रूरल बैकग्राउंड, क्योंकि स्टूडेंट की समझ में नहीं आता है तो वो सीनियर टीचर्स शुड गाइड देम।
देखिए, मैं आपको एक बात बताऊं।
मेरा एक सवाल है
जी,
पहले जवाब सुन लीजिएगा, थोड़ा कुछ बोल रहे हैं।
हाँ, मैं ये कह रहा था कि ये डिस्पैरिटीज तो देखिए रहेंगी। हिंदुस्तान इतनी बड़ी कंट्री है, इतना बड़ा मुल्क, और हम ये मान के चलें कि अब द काइंड ऑफ एजुकेशन जो हम रूरल इंडिया में डिग्री कॉलेजेस में दे रहे हैं बच्चों को, कैन यू थिंक कि वो बच्चा सिविल जाएगा
प्रोफेसर
जिसके पास मीन्स है अफोर्ड करने के लिए? तो ये डिस्पैरिटी तो देखिए है, और ये कड़वी सच्चाई है। वी कैन नॉट इग्नोर दिस, बट दिस फैक्ट इज ऑल्सो दैट कि टाइम किसी के लिए रुकता नहीं। वॉट एवर मीन्स, आजकल के रूरल बैकग्राउंड में एक ही जॉब है लोगों के लिए, या टीचर का जॉब है या मिलिट्री में जाने का जॉब है। या तो आप सेना में भर्ती हो जाइए या आप टीचर बन जाइए। It is very difficult to compete for the best of the competitive courses with the kind of education your children or my children will be getting in rural degree colleges.
मिलिट्री ऑप्शन भी थोड़ा गड़बड़ हो गया है जब से अग्निवीर स्कीम आई है।
हाँ, वो भी
मिलिट्री में भी प्रॉब्लम आ गया।
सर मेरा एक सवाल है सर।
पूछिए।
सर मैं 8 साल से सर मैं टीचिंग में हूँ और मैं सर पीएचडी नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ सर।
क्या नहीं कर पा रहे हैं?
पीएचडी नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ।
ओके।
बिकॉज क्योंकि सर पहली बात तो समझता है कि अब जो सिस्टम आ गया सर इस ईयर से कि आपका जो नेट का जेआरएफ का जो नंबर है वो उसके आधार पर आपका एडमिशन होगा। और उस समय जो सर नियम था कि नेट जेआरएफ की सर्टिफिकेट मिल जाती थी, नंबर कितना है ये कैसे आदमी उसको रख पाता था। और उसके लिए हम नंबर कहाँ से अब ले आए, या तो फिर से हम नेट जेआरएफ करें। एज असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर 5 साल से काम कर रहे हैं सर हम, लेकिन क्या हमको फिर से नेट जेआरएफ करना पड़ेगा पीएचडी में इनरोलमेंट होने के लिए?
देखिए, मैं आपको बताऊं हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी में क्या है रूल, कि आप अगर नेट हैं तो आपको 50% का वेटेज मिलता है। 50% इन द सेंस दैट यू सिंपली क्वालिफाई। आपको अगर आप टेस्ट नहीं दे रहे हैं, जो बीए प्रसाद ने बताया कि नॉन जो नेट टेस्ट होता है 8,000 रुपए आपको मिलते हैं, आप पीएचडी में एडमिशन ले रहे हैं, तो आपको एडमिशन में 100 में 50 नंबर वो दे दें। अगर सीटें 4 हैं और आपने टेस्ट नहीं दिया, आपके 50 नंबर आपके पास नेट था, ये जेआरएफ था, 50 नंबर मिल गए। अब किसी बच्चे ने टेस्ट दिया, उसके उस टेस्ट में आए 60 नंबर, तो उसको 60 वाले को एडमिशन मिलेगा। आपको 50 तो मिल गए, बट स्टिल आपको 50 के ऊपर अगर आप टेस्ट देते तो हो सकता है आपको 65 नंबर आते, 62 लाख। तो
नहीं सर, मैं टेस्ट देने के लिए सर तैयार हूँ। इस समय JRF भी था सर, JRF भी था, लेकिन अब JRF कोलैप्स हो गया सर। मेरा PhD में एडमिशन इसीलिए नहीं हो पाया एक जगह पर कि मैं सर्टिफिकेट भूल से JRF का लगा दिया, और वो JRF मेरा कोलैप्स हो चुका था सर, 2 साल बीत चुका था, क्योंकि मैं BHU में एनरोल था, वहां से मुझे मेरा कैंसिलेशन हो गया था PhD का। और फिर मैं सर उत्तर प्रदेश में जो भी यूनिवर्सिटियां हैं वहाँ मैं अप्लाई करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, तो सर ये समस्या मेरे सामने आ रही है कि वो नंबर मांग रहे हैं हमसे कि आपका नेट में कितना नंबर है, JRF में कितना नंबर है, वो नंबर मैं कहाँ से लाके दूं सर?
ट्वेल्थ रिजल्ट निकाल लीजिए भाई साहब।
किस साल की बात है? किस साल की बात है?
ये पुराना रिजल्ट पड़े हुए हैं।
नंबर तो निकल जाता है सर।
2012 का
सर नंबर दिया है,
पास हो रहे हैं आप।
वो यूजीसी
सर नेट पे दिया हुआ है नंबर।
होता है
2015 के पहले का भी नंबर दिया हुआ है।
हाँ
हाँ दिया हुआ है, दिया हुआ है।
यस सर, आप इसमें से निकाल सकते हैं, आप निकाल सकते हैं ना सर नंबर।
मेरा खुद 2010 का JRF है, लेकिन नंबर दिया हुआ है, मुझे पता है मेरा नंबर कितना है, नेट पे दिया हुआ है।
ओके सर, मैं चेक करता हूँ सर।
वरना दोबारा दीजिए और एक बार टेस्ट दीजिए, उसमें कोई बात नहीं है, वो दैट इज नॉट ए प्रॉब्लम।
देने के लिए तैयार है सर, देने के लिए तैयार है।
और अच्छा
अग्निवीर बन जाइए एक बार फिर से।
सही बात है, सही बात है। Friends, we had a wonderful session, and I take this opportunity to thank our resource person, who can also be brought in the category of resourceful persons, because we are designating some resource persons as resourceful persons, and for sharing his insights and taking time out of his busy schedule, despite the internet playing tricks to him. He managed to engage you people for 1.5 hours. I thank Professor Gulrez Sahab, and see you sometime in person in Aligarh.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure. Thank you.
जी, thank you. Friends, आप कहीं ना जाएं, क्योंकि अभी मजहर साहब आने वाले हैं। आपके सर्टिफिकेट के जो भी इश्यूज हैं उसको हम टेकअप करेंगे। और कोई सवाल हो तो पूछ लीजिए, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सवाल। अभी आपके अगले 24 घंटे बचे हैं आपके कोर्स को कंप्लीट होने में। I am also looking forward, because I am not able to go out for the last 30 days, 29 days rather, क्योंकि पूरा
मिर्जापुर सर, एक रिक्वेस्ट है
जी,
कि जो भी पार्टिसिपेट है उनको 5-5 मिनट अपने एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करने का मौका दीजिए सर।
एक सेशन था फीडबैक का, वो अभी जो गुलरेज साहब ने लेक्चर दिया ना, ओरिजिनल शेड्यूल में ये टाइम 1.5 घंटे का फीडबैक का ही था एक्चुअली। तो हम ऐसा करते हैं, कल के लिए एक सेशन रख लेते हैं फीडबैक के लिए।
हाँ सर, 2-2 मिनट का भी मौका मिला तो 10-20 लोग खुद से बात करेंगे सर, अपना एक्सपीरियंस।
5 मिनट्स मैक्सिमम, 4 मिनट्स मिनिमम, इस तरह से हम कल आप लोगों को दे सकते हैं। और ये बहुत अच्छा रहेगा सर। ये सोच के आइएगा कि आपको ये मौका मिलेगा अपना पॉइंट्स।
नहीं मुझे भी दीजिए सर।
सर मेरे दिमाग में भी कुछ चीजें हैं जो NEP को मैं कुछ दे सकता हूँ, जो बहुत अच्छा है। मैं सोच रहा था कि यही बात मैं भी कहना चाह रहा था कि थोड़ा सा 1-2 मिनट मुझे भी टाइम चाहिए।
नहीं जरूर हम
1 मिनट अभी मुझे भी चाहिए सर।
ये आ गए देखिए।
सबको म्यूट करके सुनिएगा,
हमारे
हेडमास्टर की बात आप लोग गौर से सुनिएगा।
हमारे हेडमास्टर आ गए। अरे भाई प्रिंसिपल हैं, चलिए आप प्रिंसिपल हैं हमारे। म्यूट है
पार्टिसिपेंट्स, अगेन यू हैव डन द ब्लेंडर। थोड़ा सा इंस्ट्रक्शन समझ लीजिए। मैं फिर से गूगल फॉर्म शेयर करूंगा, आप समझिए। एक लिस्ट भी शेयर करूंगा FIP24 की आपकी, है ना। तो गूगल फॉर्म में मैंने सीरियल नंबर डाल दिया है पहले, तो आपको वो लिस्ट का सीरियल नंबर वहां डालना है 1, बस, और कुछ नहीं डालना, डॉट या कुछ, कोई चीज नहीं, 1। फिर अपना नाम जो है आपके इनिशियल के साथ D r नाम, कैपिटल नहीं डालना है, फुल फर्स्ट वर्ड कैपिटल, फिर आपका जो सेकंड नेम है उसका फर्स्ट वर्ड कैपिटल, ऐसे करके सिमेट्री के साथ में। किसी ने बिल्कुल कैपिटल कर दिया है, किसी ने बिल्कुल स्मॉल कर दिया है, किसी ने मिक्स कर दिया है। तो प्लीज एक जैसा रखें, सही है। और जिसका जैसे वुमेन्स कॉलेज है तो पोस्टोफी एस ना लगाएं, वरना पोस्टोफी एस में एरर आ जाता है हमारे यहाँ। वो ऐसे ही रहने दे, पोस्टोफी एस मत लगाइएगा। तो प्लीज मैं फिर से फॉर्म डाल रहा हूं, उसे उस तरीके से भरें।
सर डिपार्टमेंट